Hi, this is Patricia Stepp with Your Dream Power. And I want to ask you, who really wants to be rich? Not just rich monetarily, but rich in all facets of your life. You know, the facets of having great relationships with the people you love, the facets of having um, great health, or, just wonderful opportunities coming your way. These can all be rich. It's not just wealth. But you know what I've found is that most of my clients are also looking for wealth. Why are they looking for wealth? Well, because it's very difficult in today's world to have much of a life if you don't have some wealth behind it. And so that's why I want to just touch on today. You see, we can get ideas all the time. The ideas are out in ether and they come into us through our conscious mind. And sometimes we get an idea and we dismiss it so quickly because it just seems to be insurmountable. I was reading a book just the other day, and it was saying that you really need to have about $5 million in assets to retire. And I'm thinking, my gosh, that sounds impossible to me. $5 million in assets. But you know what? I sat down and I did some figuring. And, it is possible, much easier if you start when you're in your 20s, but it is possible for a person to acquire that kind of wealth. Maybe not 5 million, maybe that's not your goal, but we don't really think about it. And why is it in a country, if you live in the US, why is it that so many people retire and are so dependent on living off of Social Security and maybe a little pension or some money from a 401k when we live in the wealthiest country in the world? So why is it that that happens to too many people? Well, I believe a lot of it is because we think task is impossible. And we also don't get good information when we're young about how to build our financial future. It's just not talked about. In another book, I guess I was reading, it was talking about how most people don't talk about money. They don't talk about their finances. They don't tell their family the situation that they may be in. And that could include children that maybe need to know. And we just dismiss it and don't talk about, well, why is that? One of the ideas presented in this book was because so often we are perhaps embarrassed that we don't have more money to our name and don't have the things that we really would like to have. So I would like to change that for you. You see, I believe that nothing is impossible if you really want it. And I also believe that most people are more dead than alive, meaning that their ideas are dead and they just go through the motions. And that's just a terrible way to live. Bob Proctor, one of my dear mentors, said, most people tiptoe through life, hoping to make it safely from birth to death. And when their heart stops beating, it's just a mere formality. And you may have heard me say that before. And that's a terrible way to live your life, as when your heart stops being a mere formality. Another thing is, you don't want to die with the music still in you. So I want to encourage you to not live that kind of life, not to live a life where you feel half dead when you're living, and live life to the fullest. And join me for my one-day event on Be a Money Magnet Expert. Details are going to be in the comments below. Join me. It's $47. And it's going to be a full day of getting some really great information and getting you to think and learn about some of those very topics of finances and money and earning money and, creating a better job for yourself or going after that better job. You're going to learn so much information that most people will not talk about because it's kind of like almost a taboo subject. So join me for that event. And it's going to be full of exercises and information that you can take with you and start putting into practice. So I'll see you at Be a Money Magnet Expert on September 15th. It's 11 to 5 Eastern Time. It's Patricia Stepp with Your Dream Power. Be the magic in your dreams.